Hey everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In this particular video, we'll be looking into another consensus mechanism called as proof of capacity or proof of space. By the end of this particular video, you'll be understanding the concept of proof of capacity, how the storage based mining works here, plotting and mining processes in this particular mechanism, and its advantages and limitations. So I hope you all are excited. So without further delay, let's start. First, we'll be looking at the official definition of proof of capacity. Okay, so proof of capacity POC is, by the definition, is a consensus mechanism where the probability of mining a block depends on the amount of hard disk space allocated by a participant. Yes, this is the rule. In simple words, more storage space of any particular node, higher chance of creating the next block will be given to that particular node. Instead of using CPU power or GPU power, POC will use hard disk storage. So you can see how the mechanism works. Here, proof of capacity itself tells whichever node has the highest capacity or hard disk space be given a chance to mine a block. This is the overview level explanation of proof of capacity. I hope it is clear. The basic idea behind the proof of capacity is that participants allocate unused disk space to the blockchain network. This disk space stores the special data called plots. Plots contain pre-computed cryptographic hash values. Okay. Instead of calculating the hashes repeatedly like in proof of work, these hash values are already stored onto the disk. During mining, the system searches for stored values to find the best solution. Because these values are pre-computed, the process becomes much energy efficient. Okay. So I hope the basic idea of how this proof of capacity is working is clear to you all. Now, let's have a look at the in detail step of POC, okay, how it goes. So, very first stage is plotting, and second is mining. In the stage 1 of plotting, before mining begins, the participants fill the hard disk with pre computed hash values, okay, like how I have shown you in the previous slide, okay, like this. So participants will fill the hard disk with pre-computed hash values. For example, user allocates 1 TB disk space. Okay. Now once the plotting is done, in the second stage of mining, when a new block is required, system checks the stored plots. Okay. Miner with best solution wins the right to create block. So basically, the miner whose stored values provide the best solution gets the right to create the block. The complete process flow is like allocate the disk space, okay, generate plot files in that disk. Next, store the hash values in it, search for the plot. This will be done by the system, and finally creates the block. Like this, the process goes. An example of proof of capacity is that suppose we have three miners which are participated. Okay, miner A uh, has a disk space of 1 TB, miner B has a disk space of 500 GB, and miner C has a disk space of 100 GB. You can see miner A has the highest disk space of 1 TB. Merely we can say that if a particular miner has more disk space, that particular miner will have more space to store the hash solutions, right? And obviously will have a higher probability to win. Now it's not like that miner whichever has the highest disk space will always win, because the final goal is to find the best solution, right? Now probability of winning for miner A, since it has higher disk space, will be high obviously, because many solutions can be put forth, but it should have the correct solutions also. So I hope this example of proof of capacity is clear to you all. Now, why POC is energy efficient? Okay, now compared to proof of work and capacity, it is efficient. See how miners performs billions of hash computations every seconds, right? This requires powerful GPUs, ASICs, and other computers. It also requires high electricity consumptions. But in proof of capacity, the hash values are since pre-computed and stored on disk. That is why mining simply involves reading from disk. Much less energy is used for this, right? So that is how it is energy efficient compared to POW. So I hope this is clear. An example blockchain which uses proof of capacity is Burstcoin. Okay, so this is one well-known blockchain. It is pioneer of hard disk mining first cryptocurrency to use the proof of capacity consensus. The key feature it includes is that hard disk mining. It uses storage instead of computation. It is eco-friendly. It uses minimal energy consumptions, and it is decentralized. Anyone with the storage can participate, like that. Everyone get a chance for it. Okay. So I hope this thing is clear. Now, talking about the advantages of proof of capacity, it is much lower in energy consumption than PoW. It doesn't require any need of GPUs or ASIC machines. It doesn't require, it uses existing hard disk storage. It is more environmental friendly. It is eco friendly. It relies on storage instead of computation. I hope the advantages are clear. Now, talking about the disadvantages of POC, it requires large storage space, obviously. uh, it Here the participants with large disks have the higher mining probability. Okay, plotting process can take significant time. Yes, initial setup requires patience and resources. Okay, where we set up the plots in and the hash value, right? It is not widely adopted compared to POW and POS. Okay, limited ecosystem and fewer supported platforms are there for it. Okay, always have to consider these trade-offs when evaluating POC systems. So I hope the disadvantages of proof of capacity is clear to you all. Now let's have a look at the comparison of proof of capacity with the other mechanisms that we have seen earlier. So talking about the proof of work, it is computationally high. Okay, energy consumption is also high. Proof of stake, here stake mechanism is used, so the computation energy is low. In proof of authority, validator's identity is being used for trust. Okay, so the energy consumption is also low here. But in proof of capacity, the resource used is disk storage, and the energy consumption is very low here. Okay, each mechanism uses different resources to establish the consensus. I hope the comparison is also clear to you all. Let's take a real life analogy for it to understand it better. Okay, imagine a lottery system. Each stored hash value is like a lottery ticket. Okay, so you can see, if let's say we have two users, one has around 10 lottery tickets and the second user has two lottery tickets. Okay, if a miner stores more plots, okay, if a person has more lottery tickets, that is person A has 10 lottery tickets, so there are more chances of person A to win, right? Since more lottery tickets are with that particular person, so person A has higher chances of winning. Like this, it happens inside the POC, that is proof of capacity consensus mechanism. I hope now you are able to relate it, and I hope you have understood the entire concept. With this, we come to the end of the video. I hope the entire concept of proof of capacity is clear to you all. I've tried my level best to take multiple ample examples through which I hope the entire concept is clear. If you guys have any single doubt, then put it in the comment section. I'll be happy to solve it. For more such videos, do like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Also hit the bell icon, and don't forget to follow me on Instagram. Please join me on Telegram. Thanks for watching. Have a good day ahead.